want to ask on the top of the show today is that who is playing with Hindu Aastha? It's not just here in the country, but if you look at in the neighborhood. These are images that, remember, on your screens are playing in from Bangladesh, just next door. Ever since the exit of the Hasina government, you have seen a lot of atrocities against the Hindus. But that is just one part of the story. The story that we tell you now and the images that you're seeing on your screen should shock all of us. If this is what is happening with the Hindu Aastha in Bangladesh, is Bangladesh, ladies and gentlemen, no longer a safe country for the Hindus? Should we all not be concerned? We as a country, this includes the BJP, this includes the Congress. Before we unravel that story, let me talk about these two images on your screens. On the left right now, you're looking at images of the Prime Minister, who, remember, was in Bangladesh in 2021. He offered a crown. The crown, remember, is the Mukut that you see on your screens that he was presenting to the idol. This is the very famous Jeshoreshwari Kaali temple where the Prime Minister gives this crown. Now, this is no ordinary temple. This is one of the 51 Shakti Peeths. On the other side, in the last few hours, this crown gets stolen. It is stolen. It is missing now. But there are images of the man who walks into this temple, into the sanctum sanctorum, and if you realize closely, is the moment where he picks up this crown and he walks away. How is this possible? Is someone letting, Hindu Aastha getting targeted again and again in Bangladesh? That's a question a lot of people are asking. The MEA has responded very strongly to what has happened so far, and they have requested the government to act swiftly. Let me quickly bring up the top 5 questions on this big story, the story that has shocked all of us. The first big question already up on your screens, and the one that I asked, is Bangladesh, ladies and gentlemen, no longer a country for Hindus? Hindus are in a minority in that country, but should Hindus not be safe in that country? There are about 13 million, that is 1.3 crore Hindus in Bangladesh. The second question up on your screens, right from atrocities against the Hindus to now goddess Kaali's crown getting stolen. Is there a quote-unquote radical shift in Bangladesh? Is there, some bit of a push coming in from the government right now in Bangladesh? Or is this the rule of law and order in Bangladesh? In both ways, it should be questioned. The third big question up on your screens, the one that I just alluded towards, what has been the response of New Delhi? New Delhi has taken very stern note of what's going on, and the MEA has said that Bangladesh must investigate this entire theft. They must recover the crown as soon as possible. There should be stringent action against this man. Who is this man? What is his identity? Who sent him there? These are important questions that have to be asked. I want to then also talk about the silence of certain people. And I want to bring up question number 4 if possible. Rahul Gandhi, remember, time and again, he's criticized the BJP for being a quote-unquote mute spectator amidst a lot of these attacks on minorities in India. He speaks about that. He says this is a government that is not protecting our minorities. Then this image and the many other instances of the attack on minorities, lives of Hindus don't matter, so Rahul Gandhi will not speak about this. And this brings us to the final question, that shouldn't the LOP, remember he is the LOP, he represents the opposition here, he's a shadow prime minister. Should he not be echoing the government stand? What is the government stand? That one of our major foreign policy goals is to ensure the well-being of Hindu minorities in a Muslim majority state, that is Bangladesh. Is it too much to ask? We'll unravel and try to answer those questions one by one, but not that Rahul Gandhi hasn't spoken earlier. Rahul Gandhi has spoken. So I want to tell you, what did he say not very long ago? This was, I think, in the September of 2024. Rahul Gandhi, not on Bangladesh, ladies and gentlemen, but he speaks about the attack of minorities here in the country, because that helps him to attack the government. He must do that. He must raise the voice for everyone. But then he should be equally concerned about what's happening next door with our Hindu brothers and sisters in Bangladesh. Now, he said, and allow me to quote, attack on minorities, especially Muslims, continues. The government machinery, he said, is watching as a mute spectator. Miscreants getting a free hand, he said, from the BJP government. Complete politics. But we are not playing politics. We really want to find out, why should India not be speaking as one? We should be speaking as one, and that's my question to a lot of our panelists who are joining us. Rahul Iswar is a noted activist. Radha Raman Das ji is the ISKCON Vice President and the spokesperson on the show. Ravi Srivastava is a political analyst. He does, remember, represent the India bloc. Saleem Samand is a journalist also joining us. Saleem ji, thank you so much also for your time. Ravi, let's begin by asking you, because, you know, I began the show with the premise that do Hindu lives not matter? Does Hindu Aastha not matter? Should Rahul Gandhi not speak up today and tell us that he's equally concerned about what's going on? I mean, these are images that have shocked all of us. But I haven't seen a response that has come in from Rahul Gandhi at all, Ravi.
Good evening, Deep. First of all, yes, Hindu lives do matter, whether in India or whether abroad. And Muslim lives also do matter, whether in India or abroad.
Yes.
It's a human life. First of all, with regard to the crown stolen, it was a silver, gold-plated crown given by our Prime Minister sometimes 3 years before, has been stolen, and the person has been caught on CCTV footage. Somebody has stolen it,
yes.
And he should be caught. He should be punished. He should be booked. Simple. And action should be taken by the government of India, the MEA. I don't know where from Rahul Gandhi's role comes into it.
I'll tell you
because
why.
Rahul
I'll tell you why.
Is a leader of opposition
Ravi,
here.
I'll tell you. For every other thing, Rahul Gandhi is the voice of the country. He's the voice of the opposition. Fair enough. He is the LOP. You know, when he speaks in the US, people listen to him. When he speaks here, people listen to him. He represents, much like Narendra Modi, you know, Ravi, he also represents the voice of the people. Does he or does he not? Does he not?
No, exactly.
Or will he decide to speak, Ravi, only when it suits him?
No, he's a leader of opposition. He has to fight with his own government. It is not his job to interfere cross-border. What is happening over there? It is the government job first.
Fantastic, fantastic, Ravi. I'm glad that you're not mincing your words. You've opened up the entire debate, because now you've told me that the idea is only to defeat Narendra Modi. The idea is to fight him politically. And you realize that, you know, this Muslim victimhood, Musalman khatre mein hai, Muslims are in danger, is a narrative that helps the Congress party. And that is why they talk about this. Remember, if the Pran Pratishtha, Ravi Srivastava, is a Naach Gana, clearly why should we expect Rahul Gandhi to talk about what's going on in Bangladesh?
No, definitely. He will talk about his own country. He will not talk. Why
These
should he
Hindus
talk
are
about
our own brothers and sisters. When you're an LOP, when you're aspiring to be the Prime Minister, you are leading a country. You think globally. You think about everyone together, Ravi.
He does think about.
No. One second. Now I see Rahul. Yes, I see Rahul wants to quickly jump in. You remember what happened during the Gaza-Hamas thing? The same Congress party had a problem calling Hamas a quote-unquote terror outfit. You can speak on what's going on with Israel. You can speak on the Gaza war. You cannot speak about what's going on in our neighborhood. Because these are Hindus.
What a flimsy thing you are talking. A Mukut stolen and the Gaza war. Let us compare don't compare the apples and oranges,
Ravi, exactly.
Madam.
It's not just a Mukut, it's a matter of Aastha.
It's a simple law and order issue there.
Ravi, the day you realize...
You do not know, I do not know whether he was a Muslim or whether he was a Hindu.
Ravi, relax.
Because even Hindus have stolen the deity.
Whoever it is unacceptable, Ravi.
Yes,
it is not about the Mukut. It is about the Hindu Aastha. It's about the Hindu Aastha. Rahul Iswar.
You can't compare with the Russia-Ukraine war or Gaza.
Yes, Rahul Iswar.
Please at least have a pretension of balance. I'm not saying that you are balanced, but please at least have a pretension of balance. 2 days back, Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of Saint Francis Xavier in Goa. Rightly so. Nobody should demean it. But when it comes to Hindu issues, he should speak up more. He's a Shiv Bhakt, according to himself. He's a person who adores Shiva. And Ma Kaali is a very essential component of our pantheon. And what happened? to our great connection between the Bengali brothers. The Bengali Hindus and our brothers. And please remember, it was Mahatma Gandhi in 1947 who went to the Bengal and tried to save the Hindus there. So we have a historical connection with them. When the minority of Bangladesh is being targeted, when our Hindu community is being targeted, we should speak up. It is our responsibility.
Exactly.
And it was a position from earlier itself. Hindus and Sikhs, especially of Punjab and Bengal, are our brothers. And Mahatma Gandhi used to write that if they are coming back, we should give them jobs. So please remember, we have an organic, soulful connection of blood relation with them. It's our duty as the largest Hindu majority nation to defend Hindus everywhere in the world. Let us not be shy about it. Let us not be shy about it. It is our responsibility as the largest Hindu majority nation that we need to take care of Hindus everywhere in the world.
I think Rahul makes a very fair point. Before I get in Radha Ramanji and Saleem into the conversation, Ravi, take 5 seconds to respond. Do you want to revisit your position?
I want to tell how many times in Pakistan when Hindus are tortured, you have raised voices.
Why not?
How many times you have done it?
Who has not raised their voice?
How many times you people have protested on the road?
Who is this you people? Who is this you people?
No,
we are all one people. We are India.
The person who is defending it.
Ravi?
The person who is defending it, how many times you have raised their voice?
We are always raising, sir.
Are they not your brethren there?
Yes,
Hindus
sir, they are.
Now see the distinction. You know, Ravi like this say कि इशारों में आपने अपनी बात कह दी. बांग्लादेश पर क्यों बोले? पाकिस्तान की याद आ गई आपको. बांग्लादेश पे सवाल पूछा गया आपको पाकिस्तान की याद आ गई. I let our viewers decide. Ravi, viewers are very smart. Let them take a call. Let me get in Saleem here quickly. Saleem ji, now, you know, there are many people who believe that perhaps these are quote-unquote exaggerated incidents. But what we are seeing on our screens is something that affects the Hindu Aastha. It's a matter of our pride. It's a matter of our faith, Saleem ji. What more do we know about what has happened vis-a-vis the incident and the investigation so far?
Thank you, Priyash, for having me on the highly politicized show. And first of all, you have to understand, the Indian media must understand, the Indians, politicians in the South Bloc must understand that Bangladesh has come into being as a Muslim majority country in 1905 by the British. And the same geographical space was then East Bengal. And then it became, in 1947, became an eastern province of Pakistan. The same geographical area became today's Bangladesh. So why are Indians so biased about the Hindu part? And what happens if Dr. Yunus starts making comments on what is happening in India? That is not fair. But let me tell you one thing: the theft, the who has stolen it, thieves doesn't have any religion. You have to understand.
Absolutely.
Somebody who is a religious person will not steal from the temple or from any other worship place. That is very important because thief doesn't have any religion. Secondly, this is very important that the police, and of course you have to understand, right now police has come down to 40%. Many of them has fled because of killing, of shooting the 2,500, more than 40,000 students in this country in how many? In 35 days. So that has to be understood. There is no district commissioner. We don't have any officer right now. So the police and the military, they are right now investigating and they're hunting that person, and which is today's top priority of the police, to hunt down that person. And that person is a single loner, a single wolf. That wolf would be definitely covered, and of course the crown will be recovered. That has to be understood. But I don't want to be a part of your political squabble that you are doing with Congress or the BJP. I'm sorry.
Okay, Saleem ji, because you know we raise uncomfortable questions. I do realize it gets difficult, but tell me something. Whatever is the explanation, you're telling me we don't have enough cops, we don't have enough so and so, but does this justify what has happened against the Hindus, or are you saying these are incidents that never happened?
Why do you talk about the Hindus only? The Ahmadi Muslims has also been attacked all over the country.
So no one should be attacked, right? No one should be attacked.
No, that can be vice versa. So I
No,
cannot,
no
I will
one,
not
sir,
interfere.
should be
I
attacked.
cannot interfere
Who's
into
responsible?
what is happening in India.
Mohammed Yunus and his government
Indian-
must be
Indian
accountable.
media should also not interfere into Bangladesh affairs.
No,
They can
what is
definitely
this about
declare-
interfering
they can
into
definitely
anyone's
MAE.
work? No, I don't
You are
understand.
sitting on the middle of what I am saying.
I don't understand,
You cannot
sir.
cross the border. Please remain inside the border.
Remain
And then
inside
you
the
suggest-
border. You said
Yes,
remain inside the
your
border.
border. Yes, that is what you are doing.
Universal
India
human
is
rights
looking
issue.
to Bangladesh from the eyes of the Delhi South Bloc.
No,
And
Sir,
you
these
are-
are
see,
universal
when it
human
comes
rights
to the Prime Minister and every, hand of help and friendship that he extends, and in response, Rahul Ishwar, if this is what Bangladesh says, and I would want to, really hope and pray that what Saleem ji has said is not the majority opinion of a lot of people in Bangladesh. People in Bangladesh don't think like that. They want everyone to be safe.
Saleem ji, due respects. Human rights is a universal issue. Universal human rights, we have all signed on that declaration. Bangladesh has signed, India has signed, and minority protection is a very important part of it. As the anchor rightly pointed out, when something happens in India, we should be criticized.
Yes.
Nobody is saying no. Similar issues when it is happening worldwide, naturally people will ask, is it not hypocrisy? Is it not double standard? If Raveji, the same thing happens, it will become a problem for him. Please remember, in Australia we have raised, in US we have raised, Khalistan is desecrating India, we have raised. So please remember, universal human rights issues can be raised across borders because we are all humans at the end. And Bangladeshi Hindus have faced human rights issues. Let us be honest about it.
Yes, and
That's the reason
whitewashing,
we be honest.
whitewashing all this will not solve the problem. You need to identify that there is a problem so we can deal with this collectively. I want to get in Radha Ramanji, who's also been very patiently waiting. He remembers the Vice President at ISKCON. Radha Ramanji, I'm sure you have some very, very strong opinions on what has happened, sir. Now, what is it that you would expect from the government in Bangladesh? What is the appeal that should go out?
Actually, we don't have much hope from interim government. What we are seeing, they are not acting. Actually, we are seeing that they are freeing terrorists from the jails, and many terrorists who are freed, they are, they are saying ill things about India and also about Bangladeshi Hindus. So why they are releasing these terrorists from jails who were caught in anti-India activities? And also, actually, this whitewashing is very, very bad. We know that the population of Hindus in Bangladesh was 30%, and now it is only 7%. So where all these Hindus went? And what Mr. Saleem is telling, I'm very shocked that, he's telling that we should not tell about what is going against Hindus in Bangladesh. We should, only speak about what's happening in India. It's, as Rahul Ishwar was saying, that it is, even if we are not any human rights things happening anywhere, everybody should speak about it. And we see that Bangladeshi Hindus has been systematically targeted. For last 45 days, so many rape cases, so many houses of Hindus has been burned. All these things has been documented. Even Indian media, they went to Bangladesh and they took interviews of those who suffered there. So this whitewashing is very, very bad, very, very sad. And right now it's Durga Puja going on. And as you know, this is one of the 51 Shakti Peeths and very, very ancient temple. And stealing a crown from Kaali Mandir, which was donated by Indian Prime Minister, is a deliberate attempt to humiliate India and its Prime Minister.
Radha Ramanji, you're saying this is a deliberate attempt to attack and denigrate India and the Indian Prime Minister and his efforts to reach out to the community there?
Yes, of course. It
By
is,
whom, sir? By whom?
This is a deliberate attempt. As there are many statements, if you see, these terrorists, they are saying that we will attack India. Now, Bharat ko bhi hum log Islamic Rashtra banayenge, and all these things. And why they targeted this temple on Navami? When we are getting Navami, they are stealing the crown which was donated by Indian Prime Minister.
Exactly.
So he must have known about this, that this is, important gift from India.
Yes.
We also, how our Prime Minister, he went with so much devotion. He sat, he did puja, and then he offered that crown. We saw that some Bangladeshi army men, they are protecting Dhaka temple. So already risk is there. So why didn't the army or Bangladeshi police guard
I think
this
that's a good point, sir. Good point that you raise. I want to see if Saleem ji has an answer to this. Saleem ji, would you want to respond to what you've just heard?
What did I hear? Can you please repeat?
Did you hear the question that Radha Ramanji raised? Okay, he's asking whether this is a deliberate attempt to not just insult India, but the Indian Prime Minister and its efforts to reach out to the community there, especially on a day when here in the country we are all celebrating Ashtami and Navami today.
Okay, it's very unfortunate that this happened during the Durga Puja. That's one of the reasons it came into the mainstream media.
But sir, is there no rule of law in Bangladesh? Is there no rule of law, sir? Anyone can go into a temple, pick up a crown and walk away?
There is no Durga Puja in that Kali temple. You have to understand. So once there is no Durga Puja at the Kali temple or any temple, there will be no police or the military to guard that site. That has to be understood. And if I'm not a partisan. I'm also not a patriot, and I'm also not a nationalist. So
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So any more details we have of who this man is?
Other panelists.
Has he been identified?
One thing has to be appreciated, that the police has already launched a manhunt, and it is already in the mainstream media. I mean, you watch television or online newspaper, they are already, I mean, that's a massive manhunt. Of course, it is a matter of prestige. Prestige that Narendra Modi, still being the Prime Minister, brought us, I mean, not only one temple, but he also brought crown for other two temples in the other side of the year.
Yes.
And Shamnagar, where this incident has happened, is just on the border of Bangladesh and India. I mean, it's just a kilometer away, this border, I mean, where this incident has happened. Secondly, which has to be, you are talking about law and order. I'm talking about that after a revolution, you cannot expect that overnight everything will be installed. I'm not appreciating what Dr. Yunus' government is doing or unable to do, limitations. But this has to be understood that there was no police for the first 1 week. Absolutely zero.
But nothing, sir, nothing justifies violence against a fellow citizen, period.
I have said before that you have to understand this country is built or has been cut out by the British or whoever as a Muslim majority country. So if
then,
the number
so what? That doesn't justify violence. Are you saying that Hindus don't have a right to live in that country? I'm sure that's not what you mean. And you must, sir, be very careful of what you say. You are a renowned journalist. We'll leave it there. Rahul, we'll track the story. Ravi and also Radha Ramanji, thank you so much for your time. Thank you also to Saleem ji for his time and perspective on that story. Heading into a quick break. On the other side, back with more.